Hi, this is Dr. Laura Koniver, and today I'm just doing a quick video for you from my hotel room from a medical conference on pain. And it's very interesting to me. There was a lot of gaps missing, and so I want to make a video to kind of fill in those gaps because I was very frustrated as an attendee of this meeting when they left glaring holes in the treatment of pain. So pain is divided up into acute and chronic. Acute pain is a good thing. You want that feedback from your body saying something's wrong. When you have acute pain, it's instantaneous. It's your body's way of giving you the feedback that either there's a trauma, there's an injury, there is an insult to one of the organs or tissues or systems, either internally or externally. It could be from a temperature that is going to cause thermodamage to your body. There's a lot of different reasons you would have a pain response. And the point of it is so that you're aware that your body's getting damaged. There's damage to the tissue. There is a response that's required to sustain your life. And so it's urgent and it's strong and it gets your attention and it's more important than how hungry you are, and it's more important than if it's raining out. It's more important than the fight you're having with your spouse. Pain is all encompassing and it's to enhance your survival. So acute pain, we don't want to take away. It's a very, very important signal. I don't want you to ignore acute pain, and you'll see by the end of this video that one of my take-home points is I want you to actually seek help while it's acute, because a change happens when pain becomes chronic. Chronic pain is defined as pain that's existing for more than 3 months, and the reason that's the definition is because after 3 months, pain starts changing the way your body functions. Your actual brain and the way your brain signals changes after sustained pain for more than 3 months. So you actually feel pain differently. Your brain changes as a response. The number of receptors on your nervous system changes. The way you process it changes. There's a lot of different changes that happen with chronic pain, and it's really important to know and to help treat pain while it's acute, because when it's acute pain, it's giving you that signal based on tissue injury. And so when we can address the tissue injury and address pain and get it to go away because we're fixing the actual injury, then you're going to feel better and have complete resolution. If you wait until pain is chronic, it's not about the initial injury. After 3 months, there's so much feedback and so much change in the way your body signals and processes and feels pain that even when the original injury and insult is completely fixed, that's not addressing the majority of the pain. At that point, only 30% of the pain is going to go away, and 70% of the pain you're now feeling is from loops and feedback systems and hypersensitivity and different neuromodulatory feedback systems that have actually changed. And so it's not based on the fact that your tissues are hurting, or it's not based on the fact that there's a wound, or it's not based on the fact that there's an infection. It's not based on the fact that there's a burn. It's now based on your own body having changed, and it's going to be self-sustaining. It's a matter of absolute fact that your brain and your body is hardwired for pain receptors to actually be connected to your emotional centers in your brain. When you feel pain, you are going to have an emotional response. That is just a plain biological fact. That's not something that's in your head. That's not something that you're overreacting to. You know, people start saying, yeah, you're just making it up. It's all in your head. You don't have that back pain. You don't have fibromyalgia. You don't have a headache right now. You don't have that interstitial cystitis. I'm sick of you complaining about it. You do have it. You absolutely have it, and it's going to make you start crying or anxious or depressed talking about it and waking up with it every day and having it smack you in the face again. Or even maybe you can't even sleep because of it. It becomes emotional. It's not in your head. It's a real thing. You're hardwired for it to affect your emotions. And now with chronic pain conditions, anxiety is something like 70%. Depression is something like 80%. It becomes normal, and I want you to know this. It's normal to have anxiety and depression and mood disorders along with chronic pain. It is the way your body functions. It would happen to anyone. So if someone doesn't understand that, it's only because they haven't lived with chronic pain. Anybody who's lived with chronic pain understands that pain is hardwired to their brain, it affects their emotions, and it changes their mood and their affect, and that is actually normal. What's not normal is to have pain become a chronic condition in the first place. And that's why, as physicians, it's on us to come up with ways to help that are better than the ways we have right now. Because the ways we have right now, and I just came from this pain seminar, and they were very honest about it, which I appreciate. They said the ways we have right now to help, which is through surgery or therapy or prescription drugs, only takes away, on average, about 30% of your pain. Chronic pain, we can help 30%. And if we get a 30% improvement in your pain, that is considered full 100% success, because we can't do more than that. Because like I said at the beginning, in chronic pain, only 30% of it is actual pain from the source. The rest of it becomes the fact that your body has now changed, because this is a chronic condition it's had to deal with for months now. And so the way it senses changes, and the way your body works changes. And so even if it's a bulging disc that's pinching a nerve, if we remove that bulging disc but you've let it go for several months, even with that disc gone, now there's different changes to the different structures around it. There's changes to the myofascia around it. There's been disruption to your sleep. Your sleep cycle is now off. There's been brain changes. The way that you sense pain and you feel pain and process pain is different. There's mood affect changes. There's a lot of different changes in chronic pain. Let me tell you about some of them, because this will hopefully make you feel better. Because my whole goal in doing this video is for you to know that in chronic pain, it's totally normal to have all these other things going on, and it's also normal for your pain, the actual acute injury part of it, to be treated, and for you to still have pain. And that's why back surgery or any other kind of surgery, or joint replacements, can sometimes only help a little bit. And there's a huge amount that's not being addressed. Some of the changes in your brain or in your emotional center, it's in the receptors and the signals. There's things called hyperalgesia, which is your sensation to pain increases. So even if we've addressed the initial thing and it's gone, even that, best case scenario, it's completely resolved. Your nerves now will sense pain more strongly, but with lower threshold than they would have before. So just putting a sock on to a place where you used to have an ulcer, even if the ulcer's gone, it might hurt to put a rough sock on, and now you've got to, finagle and get these super soft socks that don't have tags and seams, and it becomes, and you think it's psychological, and it's not. Your nerve has actually physically changed. There's something called dysesthesia as well, which means the sensation is different. So even if the original thing is resolved, now all of a sudden you're left with a burning, or stabbing, or tingling, or aching, or even tickling. Uncomfortable sensations that drive you crazy, because these uncomfortable sensations are hardwired into your brain and into your emotional center. And they're going to persist even after the original issue, the original trauma has resolved, because this is the secondary changes that happen to your body. There's also something, and this is probably the thing that I see most commonly, called allodynia. And that means after the initial insult, you now are left with things that should be non-painful cause pain. Again, that's called allodynia. So think about, everyone can relate to this. You've burnt yourself. You just accidentally have a burn. And now normal things that would not normally hurt, like going outside and it's wind blowing against your burn. Wind doesn't hurt. It's not hurting any other part of your skin. But where you have the burn, it's really hurting. That's allodynia. Something normal is now causing pain. That happens all the time in chronic pain. And once you've resolved the original source of pain, that doesn't always go away or reverse, because that's part of the other 70% of the body and brain changes that happen in chronic pain. So here's the bottom take-home message that I was left with when I left this conference. We know surgery is not going to fix it, probably, and we know that pain prescriptions are only going to decrease it, maybe 20-30%. And then that was the end of the conference. So what are we doing for the other 70% people? Well, the first take-home message is, if you have pain, get it addressed early. Because if you can prevent it from turning chronic and having those long-term changes in your body, then you've totally thwarted and helped yourself out by not even having those issues long-term anyway. So treat acute pain is probably the number one thing I left with from that conference. But the second thing I left is, what if you're in acute pain? And it's affecting your life, and it's affecting how you feel each day. It's now affecting, now you're depressed and anxious about it and hard on yourself, and no one else believes you, and because they think you're being adequately treated because you're on a pain medicine, and that's only taking maybe the edge off, and that's not providing quality of life, and you start getting depressed. So let's develop an entire wellness plan that goes a little bit further than just a prescription medication or a surgery, and then saying the rest of it is your new normal. Sorry, that's not helpful. That's not why I'm going to a physician. That's not what I want out of the rest of my life. I don't want, sorry, this is new you. I want, if this is the new you, what else can we treat so that we can start giving your body the feedback of letting go of the chronic condition. How can we improve your sleep? How can we improve your energy? How can we improve your outlook? How can we improve your occupation? How can we improve your living situation so that you feel dramatically better, more than just the 30% of the original pain? So in order to do that, I feel that there was a lot of glaring omissions in this meeting, which, no offense to it was a fantastic meeting. It was run really well, and they had fantastic speakers who knew their stuff. But they knew their stuff in a very limited, focused capacity of medication and surgery. So what I want to hopefully impart through this video is that address that and address it acutely. But also there's more. Because in the conference, they never talked about supplements that can help. They never talked about chiropractic care or massage or physical therapy or other ways that we can really help modulate pain. And they're all effective and proven to be effective. So I don't know why that was missing. The last thing that I don't know why was missing, which is a home run in the field of pain, is grounding. It is going to help the pain. It definitely helps your the way your nerves signal. So it just directly helps pain, you know. And if the pain's from inflammation or if the pain's from infection, it's going to help a lot of different ways. Just pain, multiple different ways. Then it's going to help the second main thing that really drives people crazy with chronic pain, which is deep and restorative sleep. You need that to feel your best and to heal, for your body to heal. You need that deep restorative sleep, and that's missing when you have chronic pain. And thirdly, it helps mood. It truly, truly, quickly and efficiently helps lift mood. So we're helping improve mood, we're helping improve sleep, and we're directly impacting and relieving pain. Why grounding wasn't half of the whole seminar, I don't understand. But let me give to you a list of things you can do that your physician might not have told you about when you're dealing with chronic pain. Okay, so one, you want to see your physician when you're in that acute pain phase, because that's the phase where you can actually truly resolve something and get out of pain entirely. You want to intervene when it's an acute situation, because then you can have full resolution. So go to your physician quickly and have pain addressed. Two, you want to add grounding on. You want to do that triple home run of supporting your mood, deepening your sleep, and relieving your pain and inflammation. So get grounded. And I think we should be grounded even when we're feeling well. But if you have any type of pain, you want to be grounded. You want to go outside and directly touch the earth. And then you want to sleep grounded all night long, so it's helping your sleep, okay? And you can go to my grounding boutique. It's at intuition-physician.com. And at the top, you'll see the grounding boutique, and it's filled with options that will help you ground instantly and support you more than just the 30% that a physician, giving you a pain pill can help. 3, you want to make sure that you're optimizing your sleep, because even if you're in pain, you're giving your body the best chance for being in a healing zone while it's sleeping. And so that goes along with grounding, because grounding helps with sleep. But I would go as far as to say, as a physician who prescribes medication, I'd almost rather prescribe long-term a sleeping insomnia medication than a really strong narcotic prescription, because over time the narcotic's only going to take the edge off. Maybe we're talking 20%, and you're going to need more and more and more to really help and make sustainable change, and even then you're not going to have resolution. But if you have deep restorative sleep, you're actually letting your body heal while you're sleeping, and you're giving your body and your mind frame and your mood and your tissues that downtime to repair. So I'd rather you get really, really deep sleep and also address pain while you're awake. But don't hesitate to address sleep. So grounding can be part of that. Taking melatonin and natural supplements can certainly be part of that. There's a lot of different ways to address sleep, which I go over in different blog posts, which I'll link you to below. But treat sleep independently from pain. Make sure that's a whole nother. If you've only been addressing pain and you're frustrated and it's not resolving, this is very exciting news, because now you can go in and address sleep primarily as the primary focus. Okay, you got the pain, it's stable, it's what it is. It's resolved as much as it's going to be right at this moment. Now, let's go in and just literally focus on sleep. I guarantee that will change your life. The next thing that they didn't talk about in any of the seminars is supplements you can take. There are a ton of supplements you can take that literally have been medically proven in studies to decrease pain. Off the top of my head, I can think of at least 5. Turmeric is incredible anti-inflammatory that literally some people can take it like you can take ibuprofen. Literally, you can take it and feel the pain go away 20 minutes later. It's that powerful. But certainly if you're dealing with a chronic condition, you want to be taking turmeric or curcumin on a daily basis to resolve inflammation and decrease pain. Omega-3 fatty acids, fish oil, krill oil is the same thing. It helps to calm down your nervous system. It helps to address the 70% that the pain med isn't helping with, because it really helps to let those pain loops and the nervous system calm down, so the hypersensitivity is addressed, so that the allodynia is addressed. This is things that turmeric and fish oil can really shine in, whereas a prescription pain control medication may not shine as well. There's also, most of us are magnesium depleted, mineral depleted, so going on mineral replacement, and definitely including magnesium. Magnesium can help in many, many different ways. First of all, it helps. Magnesium is absolutely crucial for proper transmission of electrical impulses, so it really helps stabilize your neurons and your pain receptors and your pain loops. But on top of that, it's actually a muscle relaxant as well. So if there's any component of pain from muscle tension, or from it pulling on or pinching on or swelling, hurting myofascial components, then magnesium you want on board to add a secondary way. And then also a tertiary way magnesium will help is that since it's a muscle relaxant, it can actually help ease you into deeper sleep, because it can finally relax you. And if you're magnesium depleted, I know you're not sleeping well, you're probably constipated, and you probably have some form of pain. So if you have those things, you want to go on magnesium. There's also supplements that help with the brain. It helps with the brain loops. That 70% we talked about that's not even have anything to do with the actual original insult or trauma of pain is the emotional centers in your brain that are affected, and now chronically affected. And that even when the original insult is resolved, you're still left with anxiety or depression over the changes that have now happened and have become chronic. So you might want to go on supplements like GABA or L-theanine that help the brain relax back into a more calm, neutral state like it was before the pain episode. And then lastly, another supplement that you might want to consider is melatonin, because again, first of all, it's a powerful antioxidant. Some people think melatonin helps directly with pain, but even if what it helps with is sleep, that's really crucial, and it's a whole nother arm of treatment when you're in chronic pain. So what we've got so far is to address pain with prescriptions and surgery and whatever you need to address the original trauma. And then you want to add grounding, and then you want to ensure really deep restorative sleep. And then you want to add supplements that can help. And the last arm that we don't usually talk about in conventional medicine is you want to decrease the irritation that your body has to deal with on all fronts. So one of the main ways is to decrease your radiation exposure, decrease the EMFs that are in the soup, your electrical soup that are around you. So I did a whole nother blog post and article about that, which I'll link you to below, because this video would be twice as long if I now go into EMFs. But you want to identify sources of radiation in your home and in your workplace, hopefully deactivate them, evaluate what are really necessary. Once you're down to the really necessary ones, then you might want to provide distance between you and the source of radiation. If you can't provide enough distance, then you might want to shield you from the radiation with different clothing options or shielding devices. And so after you've identified and removed, hopefully, or decreased somewhat, and then created distance and then shielded, you can then do other things to really decrease the toxic burden on your body by taking antioxidants. Grounding is another way to help boost your body's resilience to EMF onslaughts and irritations, because your central nervous system and your peripheral nervous system is going to be absolutely affected by the energy and the electrosmog around you. You're already in pain. You're already easily triggered. You probably already have hyperesthesia and allodynia and all the things that we already talked about. You don't need something else coming in and irritating your body and chronically harassing it. So you want to be grounded. You want to sleep well. You want to take calming, soothing supplements. You want to reduce EMF exposures. You want to be on antioxidants. You want to shield yourself if you can. You want to reduce the quantity that you're bombarded with. And you want to decrease the amount of other toxins you're exposed to. So you want to stop using chemicals in your yard, chemicals in your home. You want to stop washing your clothes with chemical crap and washing your dishes with chemical crap. You want to drink filtered water. All of these resources I talk about in my EMF article, which I will link to you below, and they're all items that can help you with, from water filters to shielding to grounding tools, are all on my website in my grounding boutique at intuition-physician.com. And so I offer all these things to help just give you the knowing and hopefully the comfort that It's normal to be upset when you're in pain. That's normal. You're healthy. You want that. And it's okay for that to then translate into a chronic emotional pain, huge condition that's not being treated once the original pain injury goes away. That's normal. It's only expected for 30% of your pain to go away when the original insult goes away. The other 70% you're dealing with for the rest of your life is normal. You are normal. You are not crazy. You are not making it up. Pain is a real condition. Your body has literally changed, but there are things that you can do, and there's things you can do that your conventional physician is probably not telling you, because they're only going to look at that 30% that they can acutely change. And they're going to tell you the other 70% is your new normal. And I'm going to tell you the other 70% can be affected when you get really good quality sleep, when you ground really well, when you're on very high quality supplements, and when you take care to protect yourself from extra toxins and exposures like fluoride in your water and chemicals in your processed food and chemicals in your beauty and oral care products and home care products and yard care products. You want to get all those extra irritants out. You want to have some purity and some calm and give your body room to release some of the chronic issues that you're dealing with. And it can. It just, modern medicine is not aware of that yet because they haven't opened up to expand to allow that yet. They're very narrowly focused on that 30% that they can help with. There is more you can do, and I hope this video gave you a bunch of different ways, a bunch of different new tools, and maybe some new things to go in and talk to your physician about ways that you can feel a lot better than you currently do if you're in chronic pain. I'm going to link you to a bunch of articles that are going to be relevant to this video, as well as a video I did earlier on chronic pain and grounding. So that might be a good part 2 if you found this video interesting or helpful in any way. Thank you so much for watching.